Samsaradava nalalida loka Janaya karuna guna guna tvam. Paptasya kalyana gunaravasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vajicca Madhyama Nasura Sena. Romanchakam Pasutaranga Bajo Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. He Vigrahara Dunanichyanana Shingara Mandira Majinado. Yuktasya Bhaktam Shanayunjatopi Bande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Chaturvida Shri Bhagavat Prasado Sadvana Chiptan Hari Bhakta Sangam. Kirtaiva Chiptim Bhajata Sadeva Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Samsaratava nalalida loka Chanaya karuna guna guna tvam. Paptasya kalyana gunaravasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Shiradika Madhavayora Para Madhuya Lila Gunarupa Namna. Atikshana Swat Nanalolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Nikunjayuno Rati Keli Siddhai Jaya Devi Yutira Viksanina Katvachidaksharati Balabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Chakshadhari Tvena Samasta Sastri Yuktastatava Yavyateva Sadmi Kintu Prabhuya Priya Eva Tahasya Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Bande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Yasha Prasada Bhagavat Prasado Yasha Prasada Nakatika Topi Gayam Strutvam Stasya Yasastri Sandam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam Ama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutali Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namah Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Vaskatya Desatarine Nam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jaya Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jaya Shri Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Hare Hadaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopala Govinda Ram Shimadhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Rataraguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasaraguna Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura. Srila Prabhupada, Patita Pavani Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramanza, Parajagachas, Tatarasatarishi, Shishimadis, Divine Grace, Sisi Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Shri Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasudeva Guru Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gogopinath Samakunda Radha Kunda Giri Godan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapura Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Ki Jai, Jamuna Maya Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Harinama Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Guranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Patita Pavana Ki Jai.
Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha Shilatanka Nakalaye Ito Nesinha Parato Nesinha Yato yato yamita to nesinha Pahir nesinho hridaye nesinho Nirsinha madim sharanam prapade Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Tarita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhenga Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrsimhade, Jaya Nrsimhade, Nrsimhade, Jaya Nrsimhade, Nrsimhade, Jaya Nrsimhade, Nrsimhade, Jaya Bhakta Phala, Jaya Bhakta Phala, Bhakta Phala, Jaya Bhakta Phala. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nishingadev Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Bhakti Prade Devi Sachivatai Namo Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha Radha Krishna Seva Bhava Eya Bilasi Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha Me tomara sarana Lord Taravancha purna hoy. Kripa kari kara tare Vrindavana vasi. Namo namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi. Namo namaha. Morae abilas bilasa kunje diyova. Nayane heri bosada yugala ruparasi. Namo namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi. Namo namaha. Eini vedena dara sakiranu gada koro. Seva adi kora diye kora nijadasi. Bolo namo namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi. Namo namaha. Dina Krishna daseka eye namo rahoy. Shri Radha Govinda preme sadayena basi. Shri Radha Govinda preme sadayena basi. Namo namaha Tulasi Krishna Preyasi. Namo namaha. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hanikani Chapapani Brahma Hatyadikani Cha. Tani tani nipane santi vadikshana pade pade. Yanikani chapapani brahmahatyatikani cha. Tani tani nipane santi vadikshana pade pade. Yanikani chapapani brahmahatyadikani cha. Tani tani prani santi vadikshana pade pade. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Lord Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai, Brinda Devi ki jai. Vrindaye Tulsi Devaya Priyaye Keshavaya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satcharatai Namo Namaha. Vrindaye Tulsi Devaya Priyaye Keshavaya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satcharatai Namo Namaha. Vrindaye Tulsi Devaya Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satcharatai Namo Namaha. Vrindaye Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. Oh, Tulasi, beloved of Krishna, I bow before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has his wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy upon him, you make him a resident of Vrindavana. My desire is I also want to have a residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavana Dham. Thus, within my vision, I always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of the cowherd damsels of Raja. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your own maidservant. This ray fallen and local servant of Krishna praise, may always serve and love. Shri Radha and Govinda Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. I offer my repeated obeisances unto Vrinda, Srimati Tulsi Devi, who is very dear to Lord Keshava. O Goddess, you bestow devotional service to Lord Krishna and possess the highest truth. Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam ki jai. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam Cherakairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vaduhu Jivanam Sanandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipradam Purnam Ritasvadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudanijas Sarvasaktis Tatra Pita Niyamitak Smaranina Kala Etadusita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Jasi Samiha Janina Nuraga Chinada Pisane Chena Tarura Pisa Istana Amanina Manadina Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Sware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahaitu Ki Tvai Ai Nandatanucha Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tava Padapankajastita Dulisadrisam Vichintaya Ayanam Gadasrudaya Vadunam Gadgadurudaya Jira Laikar Nisitam Bapu Kada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayitam Nimesena Chaksasa Pavrasayitam Sunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahena Me Aslisyava Padaratam Pinastumam Adasana Mamato Karotuva Yata Tata Vavidatatur Lampato Mat Prananatas Tusaeva Naparaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tanana. Namaste Saraswati Devi Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense, false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs on my body stand on end at the recitation of your holy name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Saksastakam Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutali Smrta Bhakti Swamita. Namaste Saraswati Devi Guru Mani Pracharani Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paskati Distani. There are 10 offenses in the matter of chanting the holy names of the Lord that should be avoided. And they are as follows. 1, to blaspheme the devotees who dedicate their lives to propagating the holy names of the Lord. 2, to consider names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to equal to independent names of Lord Vishnu. 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4, to blaspheme the Vedic literature in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna as imagination. 6, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name of the Lord. 8, to consider chanting Hare Krishna from the Vedas as fruit of activities or karma kanda. 9, to instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachment even after having instructions in this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees that can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vanchakalpa turabhyascha kripa sindhubhyevcha. Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnava Thakur ki jai. Shrimad Bhagavatam, Grantaraj ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadyasya yato nivayad itaratas chartesu avigyaswarat. Tene Brahma Hirdaya Adhikavaye Muyantiyat Surayaha. Tejo Rari Madam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha. Damna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. O my Lord, Shri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes, of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. And he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. As one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen on fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Dharma projita kaitravocha paramo nirmatsaranam sitam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shividam tapa trayon mulanam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Vaparir Ishvaraha Sadyo Hriday Avarudyate Tra Kritri Behi Susu Subis Dakshanat. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture, the Supreme Lord is established. Mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful. Although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Shinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantaksto Badrani Vidunati Suhitsatam. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita, is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best-wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in devotional service of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, Text number 4. Sutta Uvacha Apipala Dharmaraja Pitravad Ranjayan Prajaha Nisprisha Sarvahamebhya Krishna Padanusevaya. Sri Sutadev Goswami said, Emperor Yudhishthira administered generously to everyone during his reign. He was exactly like his father. He had no personal ambition and was freed from all sorts of sense gratification because of his continuous service in the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As mentioned in our introduction, there is need for the science of Krishna in human society for all the suffering humanity of the world. Amen. That's not in the text. And we simply request the leading personalities of all nations to take to the science of Krishna for their own good and for the good of society and for the good of all people of the world. So it is confirmed herein by the example of Maharaj Yudhishthira, the personality of goodness. In India, the people hanker after Rama Raja because the personality of Godhead was the ideal king, and all their kings or emperors in India controlled the destiny of the world for the prosperity of every living being who took birth on earth. It's a very interesting statement. Herein, the word praja is significant. The etymological import of the word is that which is born. On the earth, there are many species of life, from the aquatics up to the perfect human beings, and all are known as prajas. Lord Brahma, the creator of the particular universe, is known as a Prajapati, because he is the godfather of all who have taken birth. This praja is used in a broader sense than it is now used. The king represents all living beings, the aquatics, plants, trees, reptiles, birds, animals, and man. Every one of them is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Bhagavad Gita 14:4. Sarvayoni sukunteya murteya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahadyoni aham bija pradapita. And the king, being representative of the Supreme Lord, is duty-bound to give proper protection to every one of them. This is not the case with the presidents and dictators of the demoralized system of administration, where the lower animals are given no protection, while the higher animals are given so-called protection, which is also no protection. But this is a great science which can be learned only by one who knows the science of Krishna. That's very nice. The science of Krishna. By knowing the science of Krishna, one can become the most perfect man in the world, and unless one has knowledge in this science, all qualifications, doctorate diplomas acquired by academic education, are spoiled and useless. Well, that eliminates a lot of people. Maharaj Yudhisthira knew the science of Krishna. Boy, it's the third time Prabhupada repeated that. Very well, for it is stated here that by continuous cultivation of this science, or by continuous devotional service to Lord Krishna, he acquired the qualification of administering the state. The father is sometimes seemingly cruel to the son, but that does not mean that the father has lost the qualification to be a father. A father is always a father because he always has the good of the son at heart. The father wants every one of his sons to become a better man than himself. Therefore, a king like Maharaj Yudhisthira, who was the personality of goodness, wanted everyone under his administration, especially human beings who have better developed consciousness, to become devotees of Lord Krishna so that everyone can become free from the trifles of material existence. His motto of administration was all good for the citizens, for as personified goodness, he knew perfectly well what is actually good for them. He conducted the administration on that principle, and not on rakshasi, demonic principles of sense gratification. As an ideal king, he had no personal ambition. See, now that is a very important point. Prabhupada once said in a letter that his personal ambition is the downfall of many devotees. Personal ambition. And there was no place for sense gratification, because all his senses at all times were engaged in the loving service of the Supreme Lord, which includes the partial service to living beings. Why does he use the word partial service? I have to look up the word partial. Let's look. Somebody look up the word partial. It means a part. P-A-R-T-I-A-L. But it has different meanings. I want to see which one Prabhupada has chosen here. Which includes the partial service of living beings, who form the parts and parcels of the complete whole. Well, that gives a little hint of what he means. Yeah, the reason he would say it's partial then is because if you serve the people without Krishna consciousness, it's incomplete. Yeah.
Just giving food is not enough. Like prasadam is a complete.
That's correct service. It has to be prasadam. It just can't be food. Yeah. Those who are busy rendering service to the parts and parcels, leaving aside the whole. Okay, that now we understand what he means. They're serving people, but they're not serving Krishna, so that would be partial. Only spoil time and energy, as one does when watering the leaves of a tree without watering the root. Very good. If water is poured on the root, the leaves are enlivened perfectly and automatically. But if water is poured on the leaves only, the whole energy is spoiled. Maharaj Yudhisthira therefore was constantly engaged in the service of the Lord, and thus the parts and parcels of the Lord, the living beings, under his careful administration were perfectly attended with all comforts in this life and all programs in the next. That is the way of perfect management of the state administration. Very good. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So a lot of, well, when he talks about partial service, that means there's so many people today, they repeat this nonsense so-called mantra, Manava service is Madhava service. In other words, serving man is serving God. That is so flawed and wrong. And here Prabhupada points out why. If you just serve man, then you're not going to be able to be a leader of society. Because then you'll just be serving their sense gratification. It's just like the Greek philosopher named Protagoras. He said, man is the measure of all. So right there, 2,500 years ago, he eliminated God from everyone's life. He said, don't look at God, just look at yourself. On the other hand, Prabhupada writes that by a person who analyzes themselves honestly will be able to understand up to 78% who is God. Because if we perfect ourselves, we possess up to 78% of God's qualities. You're never going to understand 100% because we're not God. But you could understand up to 78%. So this is stated in the second chapter. Verse number second chapter, verse what? That is, let's see. Okay, I'll come back to that. Why is it I am not seeing this? Okay, we'll come back to it. Maybe it's verse 39. Let's look at that. Second chapter, verse 39. Okay, we'll come back to it. So, this Madhava service is nonsense. That's why he says partial service. You want to serve Krishna. So Madhava service is Madhava service. If you serve Krishna, you are serving all humanity. Because instead of just giving food, you're giving prasadam. Instead of just giving clothing, you're giving knowledge how a person can go back to Godhead. So that's the most important thing. And Prabhupada gives the example of watering the leaves of a tree as opposed to watering the root of the tree. If you just give food, you're not actually doing a proper job of enlightening a person spiritually. So there's so many organizations just giving food. But in Krishna consciousness, we give prasadam. It's food that's been offered to Krishna, so that a person at least can make agyata sukriti. Agyata sukriti means imperceptible spiritual advancement, because they're partaking of Krishna's holy prasadam. All right, so then Prabhupada makes many other points. He says, there's a need for the science of Krishna in human society for all suffering humanity of the world. What does he mean by the science of Krishna? And he repeats this word 4 or 5 times. Well, the science of Krishna is, as it's explained, let me find that one I can find. In the second chapter, Prabhupada says, any man who has perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, the supersoul, and nature, both material and spiritual, is called dhira, or a most sober person. Such a man is never deluded by the changes of body. So, we have to understand the constitution of the individual soul. It doesn't say the individual body. The real person is the soul. It's not the body. And the super soul, again, the super soul and the individual living entity are present together in the body. So unless we understand Krishna and Jiva, we don't really understand anything about ourselves or about anyone else. And then he says, and nature, meaning both material and spiritual nature, because there are two natures. There's the material nature and the spiritual nature. So if we know these four things, we become dhira, a sober person, and we're no longer deluded by the changes of the body or by anything. Okay, so that's another important point. And then he says that in India, the people hanker after Rama Raja, because the personality of Godhead was the ideal king. And all other kings or emperors in India controlled the destiny of the world for the prosperity of every living being who took birth on the earth. Now you see how much India has degraded, or Bharat has degraded, because it used to be the center of the world government. And it was so well governed that everyone in the world was happy, unless they were outright demons. But they became happy also when they were defeated by Krishna, because they got liberation. So we have here a lot of historical perspective of the importance of India. That's why after Prabhupada came to the United States, he went to India, because India should be the bastion of transcendental knowledge and all wisdom, but it has degraded so much. So he wanted to spread Krishna consciousness of India, because even the British were able to manage their gigantic colonial empire, in which it was said the sun never sets on the British Empire, by using Indians and Nepalis. They were able to manage their whole empire. They had Indian and Nepalis, and Nepalis are also Indian. They were all over the world managing for the British. And the British trained them. They took over the school system in 1825 and stopped teaching kids in their vernacular language and forced them to learn English. And that's why people like Indians even today, because they speak English. So you have all these IT companies and so forth. And because Indians, not all Indians, but most Indians speak English. So we see that this Ram Raja means having the leadership of a saintly king. And the example was Lord Ramachandra, in which everyone was happy in that kingdom. And it wasn't only in Ayodhya, it was spread all over the world. And why? Because the king has a realistic overview of life. He knows that all species, sarvayoni sukonteya, sambhavanti murtayaha, tasam brahma mahadyoni, aham bijapadapita. So the 14th chapter, 4th verse says clearly that Krishna is the father of all living entities, not just human beings. And therefore, the king who represents Krishna must be concerned about the welfare of all living beings, not just human beings. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. And Prabhupada says, in this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original father of all living entities. The living entities are combinations of the material nature and the spiritual nature. Such living entities are seen not only on this planet, but on every planet, even on the highest, where Brahma is situated. Everywhere there are living entities within the earth, there are living entities even within water and within fire. All these appearances are due to the mother, material nature, and Krishna's seed-giving process. The purport is that the material world is impregnated with living entities who come out in various forms at the time of creation according to their past deeds. Well, that's an extremely important verse because this should be a division. But nowadays, we have what's called nationalism. Now, nationalism, there's no word for nationalism in Sanskrit. It didn't exist. People were considered one people. There might have been some, what you would call superficial seeming differences in color, height, even language sometimes and things like that, diet, whatever. But those were superficial. Everyone was part of one big family. And that family was Krishna's family. This is the science of Krishna. There's only one Supreme Father, that's Krishna. We're all his children. And he is the Supreme Purusha, and we are all Prakriti. Well, usually a man thinks, I am Prakriti, so he's trying to control his wife or his girlfriends or whatever. But no, Prakriti does not refer, Purusha does not refer to males. When there's a male who wants to enjoy the material nature, that person is in Maya. And Prabhupada says, women who also want to enjoy, they're also in Maya. So there's no difference. So men and women are both Prakriti in relationship to Krishna. Prakriti is something that is controlled and enjoyed. So whenever a man thinks, I'm the enjoyer, he's in Maya. And whenever a woman thinks, I am the enjoyer, she's in Maya. Because we're both, men and women are both meant to give pleasure to Krishna. So there's no difference between men and women in the eyes of Krishna. The differences only appear in the material world due to our defective vision and material conditioning and the fact that we're under the influence of the modes of material nature. But from Krishna's point of view, a woman who surrenders to him or a man who surrenders to him, they're both equal in potential to go back to Godhead. And a man who thinks, I'm meant to enjoy, or a woman who thinks, I'm meant to enjoy, she's acting like a man in illusion. And a man who thinks, I'm meant to enjoy, he's in illusion. So men and women both are Prakriti, they are not Purushas. But until that's understood, people are running around, as you say in English, dilly-dallying, wasting their life, seeking material happiness by exploitation. So, praja means that which is born. So whoever is born, it could be animals, it could be slugs, it could be fish, it could be birds. They're all meant to be protected in one way or other. Okay, and then Prabhupada says, thus praja used in a broader sense than it is now used. The king represents all living beings, the aquatics, plants, trees, reptiles, birds, animals, and man. Every one of them is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And the king, being the representative of the Supreme Lord, is duty-bound to give proper protection to every one of them. Very interesting. So we see that's not happening anymore. People are saying, the dog is my friend and cow is my food. You see. So because of that, they're committing great sinful activity and they're suffering the results of it. So he says, this is not the case with the presidents and dictators of this demoralized system of administration, where the lower animals are given no protection while the higher animals are given so-called protection. So Prabhupada is right on the money, whether he was writing 50, 60 years ago or 100 years ago or now, whatever he's saying is exactly applicable today. especially when he says so-called protection of the higher animals. The administrators today are not protecting anyone because they also are an illusion. By knowing the science of Krishna, one can become the most perfect man in the world, and unless one has knowledge in this science, all qualifications and doctorate diplomas acquired by academic education are spoiled and useless. Now, how many of our devotees actually believe that? I would say very few. Because they're all trying to have their kid become either a technician or a PhD or a master's degree or whatever. But they're not understanding what the science of Krishna is. The science of Krishna will make a person perfect in everything they do. And Prabhupada says, but this is a great science which can be learned only by one who knows the science of Krishna. By knowing the science of Krishna, one can become the most perfect man in the world, and unless one has knowledge in the science, all qualifications and doctorate diplomas acquired by academic education are spoiled and useless. Yeah, there was a family that moved here, and when they moved here, the mother came and saw me, and she explained their special case. Their special case is they have a son who's brilliant, but he had a serious nervous breakdown while attending Stanford, and now he's gone crazy. And I said, well, why are you telling me this? He said, because I want to be able to bring my son to the temple, but you'll see he acts very funny, so don't be shocked. I'll always be with him when he's here and keep my eye on him. I said, okay. She said, I want to bring him to the temple on a regular basis, but not when you're having a program, but on off hours, so I can give him some Mahaprasadam and he can have darshana of deities. I said, okay, as long as you're with him, it's no problem. So she started bringing the boy to the temple, and he was really crazy. I mean, nuts, right? He couldn't focus. And so little by little, I kept asking her some questions, how did this happen? So he was an A student. They were always pushing him to be number one in the class, and he was. Then he went to Stanford, which is one of the best universities in the United States, right up there with Harvard, MIT, and Yale, and so forth. And he was always being pushed by his mother and father. Both of them are, academically or, let's say, oriented. And he had a serious nervous breakdown with all the pressure he was under. And he never recovered. He never has recovered. So, you can see why Prabhupada said, all qualifications and doctorate diplomas acquired by academic education are spoiled and useless. Useless in what sense? In helping a person become a perfect devotee. Better to be a perfect devotee than a perfect nutcase. Right? Okay, so these are some of the points. There are a few other points here that we can cover. But it's getting late, so we'll stop right there. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Are there any questions?